New question, the member from Toronto Danforth.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question to the Premier. United Way of Bruce Gray recently declared rural energy poverty to be a public health crisis. When rural families lose hydro, they not only lose their TV, they could lose their well pump, their drinking water, their toilet, the necessities of life. United Way found that in urban areas, the average hydro bill arrears is $700. But in rural areas, the average arrears is over $1,200. Wow. But the maximum relief available to rural families who heat with electricity is just $600. Last month, the government promised rural rate relief, but we now know that most rural families will not get this relief. Will the government at least increase emergency assistance for rural families who face skyrocketing hydro bills?
Thank you. Minister of Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'm very pleased to rise and answer the question from the member from the third party. Rural rates is something that we've identified as an issue because we've been hearing from Ontarians over the last several months, Mr. Speaker, and that's why we brought forward an increase to the RRP in our speech from the throne. 330,000 families across the province will benefit from this, Mr. Speaker. They will see a significant savings on top of their bill. We also have 6 programs in place, Mr. Speaker, 6 programs that will help these families. Specifically, families, seniors that live in rural areas, seniors that heat their homes with electricity, they can see up to $75 a month, Mr. Speaker, on top of the other programs that we have, and in addition to the 20% that they'll see off the reduction through their RRP, Mr. Speaker. We know this is an issue, and we've identified it, and we've acted on it very quickly, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Big deal.
Well, Speaker, again to the Premier. A family that heats with natural gas and is struggling to pay its energy bills can get up to $500 to help pay their natural gas bill. And they can get another $500 to help pay their hydro bill. That's a total of $1,000 in emergency assistance for struggling families living in areas with natural gas. But rural and northern families who do not have access to natural gas and must heat with electricity have access to a maximum of just $600 in total emergency assistance. Rural and northern families already have the highest energy bills in the province. Why is their total emergency assistance capped at $400 less than what exists in urban areas?
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the honourable member for pointing some of those facts out, Mr. Speaker. It is important for me to say we're looking at every possible opportunity to help families right across the province, and I should emphasize, Mr. Speaker, that there is the LEAP program that I believe he mentioned at the $600 amount for helping families, but there is also on the electricity side, Mr. Speaker, up to $75 a month for seniors and those who heat their homes with electricity, and that's most of those folks that live in northern and rural areas, Mr. Speaker. So when you add that all together, Mr. Speaker, on top of the Northern Ontario tax rebate program, Mr. Speaker, and eliminating the DRC, we've done a lot to ensure that we're helping families in rural and northern communities, Mr. Speaker, but we'll make sure that we continue to look at ways that we can continue to help, Mr. Speaker. That's been part of my mandate since I've taken over this portfolio over 120-some days now, Mr. Speaker, and we'll continue to find ways to help families right across the province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.